Okay, we're live. So we'll let people flow into the room a bit. I didn't have my graphic up to let people know it was starting. So Brian, you are on screen.
Okay,
Just
we're
let people
live.
flow in a little bit.
So we'll flow into the room
And
a bit. I didn't have my graphic
mute
up
your
to
audio on
let
your
people
end,
know it's starting. So
Brian. I'm
Brian,
getting
you are
YouTube or
on
Twitch. Hey everyone, I'm on camera today. We're gonna let people come in and give it a minute or two. Brian, if you want to just like check out the chat, see who's joining us, and I'm gonna bring all the feeds up while we let people flow into the room.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Brian Lewis once again, and I'm just going to wait a little while for everyone to come into the room here, and I'm pulling up everything on my end as well. Today, I'm going to make sure I don't keep you guys as long as I did yesterday. I'll try to be at least not as long-winded as I was yesterday, but it's all good. So I'm pulling everything up now. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right. So how's everybody doing today? What's up, Georgia Peach? What's up, Angry Panda? What's up, Tim? What's up, Laura? Everything looks good to go. I'm not seeing. Hold on. Is the chat on Twitch?
It is. It may just take some time for people to flow in.
Let me reload this. Yeah, yesterday was pretty cool. And hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Alicia? What's up, Mark? What's up, Angel? Tyler? So yeah, YouTube is definitely popping right now, and my screen is really kind of slow right now. But okay, I think we have gotten started here. So if you guys didn't catch the stream yesterday, I'm gonna repeat this for um, maybe a little while, at least maybe the first few streams, because I know everyone doesn't watch every video that we do. So going forward, if you recognize my voice, I'm the one who's been doing like the breaking news videos and things like that. But up until this point, we've been just pre-recording things and doing the edits afterwards and then posting the video. But going forward, I won't be doing that anymore, and I will be doing this directly, just live streaming directly to the people, to the Benjamin Dixon audience. So I think that's pretty cool because it's a little bit more personable, and I just personally like it a little bit more, and I think you guys are going to like it a little bit more too. So let's see. Twitch is still acting kind of funny. Let me see something here, but I don't want to wait too long to get started. Yeah, so today I'm I'm a little caffeinated. So if you see me, blowing myself a little bit, it's because I'm a little hot, but it's all good. Today I wanted to cover a video. It's a lengthy video of CNN anchor Erin Burnett, and she tore into Senator Lindsey Graham on her show, Erin Burnett Out Front. And she did this because Lindsey Graham said Joe Biden would be an incredibly weak figure, okay, if he doesn't oppose Trump's second impeachment once he leaves office, under the guise of Trump trying to heal the nation, supposedly, according to Lindsey Graham, right? So Erin Burnett, I think, does a good job exposing how much of a phony hypocrite Lindsey Graham actually is. And it's not even just him, it's really the entirety of the GOP. But yeah, we're going to get what's up, Renee? What's up, Franco? We're going to go ahead and get started. David has a video that he's going to show, and we're going to do just like these quick clips, and then I'll be sharing my thoughts, sort of like the way we did in the other videos. So whenever you're ready, David, you can go ahead and play that first clip. Hey, David, they're saying there's no volume.
It's probably because I was muted. So let's try this one more time. Sorry, everybody. Let's try this one more time. And thank you for catching that in the chat, Brian.
Oh, no problem.
Tonight, out of bounds, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham warning President-elect Joe Biden that he needs to come out against Donald Trump's second impeachment, with a reason that you must hear yourself to believe.
You talk about unifying the country. If you do not stand up against the impeachment of President Trump after he leaves office, you're an incredibly weak figure in American history. President Trump is trying to heal the nation. Pursuing impeachment after he leaves the office will further divide the country.
Okay, let's just start with President Trump is trying to heal the nation. He hasn't even spoken live once. Look at the tweets. Look at the okay. Never mind. Have you looked at our nation's capital, Senator? It looks like a war zone ahead of the inauguration because President Trump and his allies pushed baseless lies saying that the election was a fraud. And if you want to talk about weak, Senator Graham might want to look in the mirror because the definition of a weak figure in American history is this. With seals, home just feels better. We use insulation.
And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell. In 100 days plus, he's done more to reset the world than Obama did in 8 years. The bottom line is that I believe Donald Trump would be an absolute utter disaster for the Republican Party. I am
Stop it.
Keep it up, Donald.
Okay, yeah. So, as Aaron Burnett said, right? Lindsey Graham is the definition of weakness. Okay, Trump cares nothing about healing the nation, right? So any talk about weakness, and of course, this is always being done. This is being done to protect, Trump, and I think they want to protect his ability to run for office again. Potentially maybe in 2024, which I think is absolutely insane. But of course, it's just about protecting the GOP brand too. But yeah, Lindsey Graham is hypocritical, as everyone is saying in the chat. So like Alicia is correct. She said he's a flip-flopper. He's definitely a flip-flopper. And Leanne, you said you saw this yesterday. It's unreal. Tariq or Tarek says that dude is literally spineless. Lindsey Graham is like a jellyfish. I don't know that he actually has a spine. You know what I'm saying? So he moves with the political winds. You know what I'm saying? And what's being said on Twitch? Nothing as of yet. I hope.
Try refreshing your screen because I definitely have a chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm not seeing it.
Does Make, I'm probably mispronouncing that username, said Lindsey Graham has zero scruples. Who else? Someone told me that I was being silly for being on mute. Yes, I was. That was an error on my end. Still learning certain Zoom simplicities. Graham is so pathetic. Jaro 2674 said Lindsey Graham might be the biggest hypocrite of all, and that's saying a lot. Yeah.
It's true for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like Lindsey Graham is just probably one of the most untrustworthy politicians in Congress, and there are a lot of them. But you can't believe anything this man says. So go ahead and this is hilarious. Go ahead and play that second clip, starting at like 139.
Yeah. Let's see here.
And then there were the times, do you remember, where he would try to maintain his credibility by pretending to take a stand. Like when President Trump said that there were, quote, very fine people in both sides in Charlottesville. Senator Graham at the time said to Trump, quote, your words are dividing Americans, not healing them. President Trump took a step backward by again suggesting there is moral equivalency between the white supremacist neo-Nazis and KKK members who attended the Charlottesville rally and people like Heather Heyer. Then, a couple months later, Senator Graham, who became one of the president's favorite golfing buddies, golfing with him and bragging about it, tweeting, really enjoyed a round of golf with President Trump today. Great fun, great host. But what about the Supreme Court? He tried then again to dabble in credibility.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you caught it. So on the one hand, like she said in the beginning, Lindsey Graham pretended that he was against Trump's statements after Charlottesville. Why? Because he had to be. Okay, most of them had to be. They're not going to actually come out and say what they actually believe, right? But as soon as the story dies down, as soon as, you know, enough time has passed, you know what I'm saying? As soon as it's not the talk of the nation anymore, the truth comes out, right? And then, you know, he went golfing with Trump. So, you know, time after time after time, he proves himself to be weak. He proves himself to be a hypocrite, you know? So it's a problem that there are, what Aaron Burnett shows here in this video is a small sample size. There are like 4 examples that she gives here that we're going to go over. This is like only number 2. He's been doing this his entire career, especially under Trump, right? So, Evil Mai says pretending to take a stand while sitting down. That's hilarious. And then absolute sleep ZZZ says pathetic. And Alicia says everything he said on the Senate floor the night of the insurrection was for pure show. He turned right around and started licking Trump's boots again. Oh yeah, we are going to get to that. We're going to get to that for sure. That's the last clip that we actually show. So yeah, you're ahead of us on that one. And then Connie says Trump probably is blackmailing Lindsey. Quote, I'll pull you out that. Well, I'm not going to repeat that, but yeah, like who knows what's going on? Honestly, it might not even be blackmail. It's just this is just Lindsey Graham being a political hack, the way that a lot of these right wingers always are. And this might explain why I'm not seeing the right thing on Twitch. So apparently I had the wrong video open. So yeah, like I said this yesterday. This whole process is new. This process is new for me. So if there's anyone that's gonna mess something new up, it is going to be I. So just bear with us as we get through these hiccups. So yeah, and D Randolph says Lindsey is the great distraction. You know, of course. And here's the problem, and I don't know if this is like a uniquely American problem, right? But there are so many political hypocrites. You know, it's so easy to come out and say something publicly that you don't actually mean. And Lindsey Graham is like the master of this. And I would say Republicans do this exceptionally well. Democrats do it as well too, but I don't want to Thank you, Pixie. Pixie on the moon. She said, you're doing good, Brian. Thank you for that. And so, yeah, go ahead and whenever you're ready, David, play that 3rd clip.
All right.
Supreme Court. He tried then again to dabble in credibility. In 2016, Senator Graham defended the Senate's refusal to hold hearings for Merrick Garland. He vowed he would refuse to do so if an opening happened 4 years later.
I want you to use my words against me. If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term, you can say Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination.
Oh, but then it was his president, his dear Donald.
There's nothing unconstitutional about this process. This is a vacancy that's occurred through a tragic loss of a great woman, and we're going to fill that vacancy.
You didn't hear it at the end there, but she cleared her throat because she knows what he's saying is absolute BS, right? But these people in the media, the corporate media, they can't say certain things, so yeah, they can only go but so far, or else they're putting their job security on the line. So a lot of people have talked about this, the hypocrisy surrounding Merrick Garland's lack of appointment to the Supreme Court during the last year of Obama's presidency. And of course, the Republicans do, and it wasn't even just Lindsey Graham, it was Mitch McConnell as well, it was all of them. Of course they were lying, because when Trump was in the same situation with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, all of a sudden the terms changed, the goalposts got pushed back. You know what I'm saying? So there's not really much more for me to say about that one. I mean, we're just proving time and time again that Lindsey Graham is who we thought he was. So let's see here. What does the chat say? And K-Love says Trump has something on Lindsey. Yeah, that's certainly possible. Goku Just Saying says Jamie Harrison would have replaced a lot of this madness. Just saying. Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, unfortunately, this is kind of off topic, but unfortunately, Joe Biden didn't really help with the down ballot races. I think if you had someone like a Bernie Sanders or someone, any progressive really, who would have helped out a lot more with down ballot races, I think he would have had a better shot, Jamie Harrison. But the same thing goes for Charles Booker in Kentucky. I don't know that was a shoo-in, race. Even if he had won, even if he had beaten Amy McGrath, it would have really been an uphill battle because of who he's running against, right? And then the nature of the race itself. But yeah, that's someone says a evil mind. Look, guys, I want to say this ahead of time. I'm really not good with names.
You're not. You're not. It must be something just either amongst the left or amongst people in general. Because Ben's bad, I'm bad, you're bad.
Yeah, I butcher names, especially if it's like in the moment, and I'm just like speaking live. But he says his constituents are deaf, straight up lying. I definitely agree with that. Let's see, who else do we have here? Alicia says Mitchell is it's her Angela Mitchell, it's horrible. I think she's referencing something else, but yeah, go ahead and play that next clip there, and that should be the second to the last clip that we have.
That from the same man who said this just hours after a violent pro-Trump mob stormed the Capitol for an insurrection President Trump helped incite. Graham's last stand.
Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it being this way. Oh my God, I hate it. From my point of view, he's been a consequential president. But today, first thing you'll see, all I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. Make him move like water. Ooh. Turn water into.
That was it, right? That was it. He took the stand. No. Once again, time healed all wounds for Senator Graham. In this case, time was less than a week. Graham counted himself back in, flew with Trump on Air Force One to see the border wall with Mexico, and heaped glowing praise on him for finally admitting after 2 months that there would be a new administration. Graham tweeting, quote, President Trump's statement tonight hit the mark. His speech helps move the country forward. Up front now, CNN senior political analyst.
I just want to say apologies for the ads. We'll probably start downloading things or finding workarounds so that we're not giving free promotion, but not on this episode at least. Go ahead, Brad.
It's all good. Yeah, so this is the clip that was mentioned earlier, right? Graham's statement after the Capitol Hill coup attempt 2 weeks ago. He said, count me out. I don't want anything to do with what's going on. Once again, it's consistent. In the moment when the story is hot, when everyone is talking about it, he seems to do the right thing, right? But then he backtracks. It's honestly, it's political. It's people use this word politricks, right? it's political trickery 101, but it's so consistent with Graham because he does so well initially being forceful, right? But then you see that, he's really just a snake in the grass. And there really is no reason why any politician should go back on what happened 2 weeks ago. Like, that is pure cowardice. That is absolute cowardice. There's no other way to actually describe that. That is a man that is protecting his own ass, right? Now that the chat is coming up in Twitch, but I think it's behind. David, if you don't mind catching that for me, and I might just do like the YouTube chats. But let's see, what else do we have here? Lindsey Graham has remained relevant through hypocrisy for an age. Look how powerful it is. Deconstructing him is good, but also learning from him too. That's what many doctors just said. I agree with that. Arian Mosavi says Cory Booker is talking about the Horn of Africa now. And let's see. Leanne B says need term limits, no more lifetime assets like these people, and no free heart care either, or healthcare, I think they mean. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there should be lifetime appointments. I mean, there should be lifetime, or not lifetime appointments, there are term limits. There should be term limits, not just, I think, on people in Congress. There should be term limits on people within the Supreme Court as well. That's a part of the whole judicial reform thing. But yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. Go ahead.
On our knack for getting names right or wrong, Andy from Ohio said, good thing her name is easy. Definitely is. I appreciate that, Andy. Let's see. C. Everett Poop said he picks a fight, and while he's getting beat, he goes, all right, let's settle down now. And Fresh Cow said, Fresh Cow said, I'm playing both sides. That way I always come out on top. And then I think it was Des May Eek, if I saw the pronunciation earlier. Apologies if I got it wrong again, I'll scroll up to get it right. But said, I hate it, he says, while the biggest shit-eating, with the biggest shit-eating grin he could possibly muster.
Like, our chats are hilarious. Like, you guys are on point tonight. I really don't need to say anything more. Like you guys are awesome. I mean, you really are.
That's what I find with the audience interaction is that it definitely amplifies and adds to the conversation for sure. The audience is great.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't get this when you like pre-record everything. So yeah, like I mean, you guys already see where I'm going with this. We have go ahead.
It's almost like when you're recording a performance, not to get off subject, but you record you make a movie or record something without an audience, and then doing it with it's a completely different environment and atmosphere.
Right. Angela on YouTube said that Fox interview he did saying Biden should call off the impeachment, he looks like a hostage with a gun to his head. Yeah, I mean, he just with Lindsey Graham, he's just such a hypocrite, and he knows he's a hypocrite. And at this point, he doesn't even try to hide it. So I think what you're seeing is him knowing that he's a liar and he's full of crap. So but we have one, or at least a couple more clips left. Go ahead and play that second to the last clip at 6:45, if you will, David.
I think that this is the last one from this
video.
Yeah. And I just I almost got Desmay X's name right. Now I got it right, I believe. So, all right, here we go.
I want to focus in on the view of impeachment, though, because, back when President Clinton was in the impeachment crosshairs, here's what Lindsey Graham said. With seals, home just feels better.
Ads.
We use insulation.
Impeachment is not about punishment. Impeachment is about cleansing the office. Impeachment is about restoring honor and integrity to the office.
Okay, so now he's got one more vote to cast on this.
Yeah, and obviously if your principles change when the partisan politics come into play, they were never principles in the first place. Full stop.
And that's the bottom line. Well, Don, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
I mean, there's nothing more that I can say that hasn't already been proven. You know what I'm saying? So I guess to cap off this one video here, I'll just say this. It's too late to get him out of office this particular go around because we tried and we just weren't successful this time. But politicians like him really, I think, show the intellectual rot that exists within American politics, because the man is such a snake, and there are so many people like him within politics within America that just can't be trusted. And when you have people in power that can't be trusted, you lose faith in government itself, right? For somebody to just be as much of a brazen liar as Lindsey Graham is, and you know, I'm picking on him today, but he's part of a larger problem within America, right? And I don't know, I really don't know what else to say about it, because it's so telling about why things are so bad. He said, Jamil says, is it an intellectual rot or an integrity rot? It's probably both, you know? And then let's see, Angela says, I know there's no way he has a significant other because he's in love with Trump. Let's see what else. Let's go ahead.
Fresh Cow said, impeachment would still prevent him from running again and remove the benefits he would have gotten afterwards, referring to Trump. That's if the Senate convicts, and then after convicting, they would have to vote. I would imagine Schumer, now being the majority leader, would do so. They'd have to vote on a measure to stop him from running again. I don't believe it's automatic with conviction a second time, or with conviction period. I think after convicting, they have to pass a measure prohibiting him from running again. But yes. Right.
And I mean, hopefully that does happen, but we'll see, because Biden is already, well, not necessarily Biden, but Chuck Schumer, they're already cutting deals with Republicans. So they're already self-sabotaging. So we'll have to see what happens there. But whenever you have that before you play that video, I wanted to show you guys a tweet from Lindsey Graham's Twitter account. So Lindsey Graham had the nerve, like so many people on the right yesterday, to tweet something out. And I don't know if it was him directly or someone on his team, but it doesn't really matter either way, about Martin Luther King. So the tweet here says, quote, in these troubled times, we need to pursue, let me move this here. We need to pursue Dr. King's dream for America with passion and vigor. The words of his I Have a Dream address means as much today as when they were delivered. Dr. King is a true American inspiration. And yeah, you would have been opposed to him if he were still alive. And that's not even the reason why I wanted to show you guys that. I wanted to show you guys that because it falls in line with the theme of today's topic, Lindsey Graham's hypocrisy and the hypocrisy of the larger GOP. So keep this tweet in mind, right? And go ahead, whenever you're ready, David, and play the clip from the debate he had with Jamie Harrison.
One second while I size things up here a little bit. The nuance of Zoom. See how that looks on Zoom here. That'll work.
So count me in for reforming the police. I voted for the First Step Act that gave African-American males and Hispanic males who've been imprisoned under the Joe Biden 3 strikes you out bill. President Trump led the way. I worked with Cory Booker. There are a lot of people getting out of jail who were sentenced to long terms in jail for nonviolent offenses. They can go back to their families. They can get a job. 31% of our state is African American. I'm asking to every African American out there, look at my record. I've been supporting historically Black colleges and universities, and I'm glad President Trump has made it a permanent fixture now. We don't have to beg every year for the money. I care about everybody. If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Mr. Senator Graham.
Oh, two-faced Lindsey strikes again. You just have to be conservative, not liberal, which there are so many ways you can read between the lines on that. So once again, he says things that he should be doing right, supporting HBCUs and all this other stuff. But then he says, hey, if you really actually want to make it, you have to follow the rules that we set out. You have to appease the conservative people of South Carolina if you actually want to make it, right? Is that something that Dr. King would actually support? Is that something any of these civil rights heroes from the past or even present would support? Of course not. So once again, it is just rank hypocrisy. End of story, right? And I wanted to play that for you guys because, like I said before, Speed of Light says this is nauseating. Like I said before, there are so many examples of this, right? And so he, nothing he says can actually be trusted. Nothing any of them say can actually be trusted. It's upsetting, but it's strangely hilarious at the same time because he's so transparent with it. You have to appeal to basically what he's saying, white conservatives in South Carolina as a Black person or, any ethnic minority, if you actually want to make it, which is, BS in my opinion. Now, of course, his opponent didn't win. Jamie Harrison didn't win, unfortunately, but that's not because he didn't run as a conservative. That's not because of he got behind defund the police or anything like that. It's really honestly because I think mostly because Joe Biden didn't help him out too much. If you had a party that was more progressive in nature and actually would have done more for down ballot races, we would be having a different conversation right now. So
I just
you
want
guys
to
are saying he and Trump are just alike. That's definitely true. Afraid Not Ratchet says the duality is mind splitting. That's definitely true. Pixie on the Moon says I'm in quarantine currently because I was recently exposed. Oh no, that's definitely not good. I hope you get better, or at least I hope nothing comes of that. You said you got tested this week, but so far no symptoms. That's definitely good news.
shout out
That's
to
go ahead.
on the Moon. That's Jamie. She was our one of our editors in Progressive Army days, Brian. So when you when you wrote for us back during PA, Jamie was one of the editors.
Oh, what's up, Jamie? I didn't know that was you. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all I wanted to really talk about today. So do you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns about right-wing hypocrisy? Because that's
hypocrisy, Brian. That's like a whole day's worth.
That's a whole like hour or two left. But yeah, like I mean, this is kind of a big deal because it reaches so many different things, right? So
we're about to see the hypocrisy just on like a whole nother level, just all over again. Now that Trump's out of office, and they're going to go back to talking about the deficit, talking about budgeting, talking about pay-go, all the stuff that they're not concerned about whenever they're in power. You're going to see that fluctuate right back. It's that vicious cycle that we see regularly every 4, 8, 12 years, whatever, what have you. I do want to give a shout out to the YouTube chat. We had about 200 people watching, and we have over 200 likes. Very rare that you have the likes meet the level of the audience. So shout out to YouTube. On Twitch, I think I may have lost it. Did I lose it? No. Adoring Praise said, "Yo, the men behind the voices." Yes, we finally have Brian on camera, and
What's up?
I'm out from the shadows.
And then Sam O on Twitter sent in the super chat, thoughts on doing a video exposing Josh Hawley. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I have to pull up some videos, but I don't have that handy. But yeah, we can definitely do that. And then Franco says, Brian, for being highly caffeinated, you held it down. Yeah, this is definitely something that has me going tonight. So I didn't want to do a live stream and be too sedated. So yeah, and then Speed of Light 1 says, good to meet you, Brian. Nice to meet you too. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So that's all we had to show, honestly.
Fresh Cow said conservatives on Twitch said conservatives would never get votes if they couldn't perpetually act victimized by Democrats. Andy from Ohio said you have to act how white people want you to act, Graham. I think both of those speak volumes, especially with regard to Graham. Andy, spot on. Fresh Cow, that's a statement. Conservatives would never get votes if they couldn't perpetually act victimized by Democrats.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's all they do, really. And then Melissa, let's see. Melissa Knive on YouTube says, I'd love to see more discussions about state federal voter suppression methods and how many can be reversed by the president. #Rep1. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some voter suppression stories. That's honestly, this voter suppression is probably it is a top 3 issue for me. Like, so Medicare for all, voter suppression, and anything involving changing the criminal justice system is a top 3. And then if I added like a fourth, I would say like climate change. But in my personal opinion, nothing happens progressively if we cannot depend on votes being counted properly. And the problem I even have with even saying that right now is because what the Trump administration has done has so diluted the conversation around voter suppression. So they've turned it into this far-fetched conspiracy theory when it's not. Like, actual voter suppression is a real thing, and it's something Republicans depend on. The Republican Party, they wouldn't even have the people in power that they do without voter suppression, without gerrymandering, without voter purging, without closing polling places. After the gutting of the Voting Rights Act in 2013 by the Supreme Court, it opened the floodgates for things that just wouldn't have happened without Section 5, I think it was. Because Section 5 made it so that if the state wanted to do something that even appeared to suppress votes, it had to be like approved or something like that first. But with Section 5 gone, there's no approval process. So anything that the states want to do, they can basically do and they get away with. And so, like I said, it opened the floodgates for new, Jim Crow 2.0 style voter suppression. So I definitely want to do some stories about that in the future for sure. So thank you for reminding me about that.
Just want to address some comments in the chat. I was actually, while you were talking, looking to see if Trump had released any pardons yet, because I know that's supposedly the news of the day, but I don't see anything yet. So I just wanted to give a shout out to, and I know I'm going to mispronounce her name. I think we usually do, but I'm not sure if it's Rain or Renee Dussoud, said the amount of oxygen they give the Cretan is sickening. He's inhumane. I believe she's referring to Trump. I'd have to scroll up a bit. He's inhumane, barbaric, and soulless. No moral compass, no integrity, wherever the wind blows him, a disgusting existence. And she continued down saying, that we are highly appreciated and a welcome sage to remaining grounded in reality. So much good work. Hey, we're doing what we can. Shout out really to Ben for growing the platform and really being able to create the space and the vision that we're all putting together. Tied into that, there was discussion about the time slot and TYT's coverage. Definitely not trying to get in the way, but TYT's huge, so there's really not a whole lot of competition there. It's just a matter of when Brian's available, when the production team is available, and there may be some overlap at times, but we do our best because we've got love for TYT also.
Right. And then too, like I said, we're still working on the details, and so in the future we will try to make sure that we're consistent at a certain time. But so yeah, I mean, it's going to be around, I'd say 5:30, 6. So it's going to be somewhere around that hour. And then usually, unless I'm doing multiple stories, it's typically not going to go on too long. But on let's see, On and On It Goes, aka Shade Dragon, on YouTube says, was the gutting of the voting rights thing in the 80s? Was that a Reagan thing? The gutting of the Voting Rights Act that I was referring to happened in 2013. So that didn't happen in the 80s. Now, voter suppression has been going on, really, if you want to go all the way back, it's been going on since the founding of the country, right? That's what, Black people have been fighting for voting rights, for time immemorial, it seems like, in this country. But yeah, specifically about the gutting of the Section 5 of the VRA, yeah, that was 2013.
Desmaik said they effectively Alex Jonesed the conversation about voter suppression by placing the issue in the mouths of conspiracy theorists and QAnoners. Fresh Cow, these are both on Twitch, said voter fraud is going to be the new staple of losing Republican campaigns. Yeah, it should be interesting once Trump's out of office to see the direction of the party, if Trump is all about himself or if he manages to retain his stranglehold over the party. I mean, the next, I would say, 2 to 3 years will be really interesting in that respect. There was another comment on YouTube that I saw, but I think I lost it now. With regard to the time frame, we really want to try to. I did want to mention we don't want to forget the West Coasters, and so even 6 is kind of early because of West Coast, but we don't want to clash with Clickbaity, which streams at around 8:30 in the evening. And by the way, they should be back on this evening. I know that they were out last night and Friday. Marcus did short clips, but Mondale was out because he had a loss in the family. And so they kind of skipped. I believe all 3 of them, Ben, Marcus, and Mondale, will be back on air tonight. So yeah, we don't want to butt heads with Clickbaity, and we want to try to be able to be available for the West Coasters. Obviously, everyone can always watch it after the fact, but we get a lot of feedback because there's nothing like the live experience, being able to interact with Brian or whoever we're streaming live. So we want to be available, be covering as many time zones as possible.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I am, it might be with I know David has something to do, but we're gonna play that by ear. But yeah, like this whole process is amazing. I love being live. I love communicating with you guys directly.
I'm going to throw Brian under the bus and say he was hesitant, and I knew as soon as he jumped in, he'd be good to go. We all pretty much were telling him that he'd be that it's just a matter of getting warmed up, and then it's just like riding a bike.
Yeah, I was hesitant at first because it's been so long since I've been live. I used to do this myself on my own channel, and that's it's a different process when you control everything yourself. Yep. So it was just like warming back up. But now that I'm back in, baby, like I love this. So yeah, like thank you, Alicia. She says we love y'all too. Yeah, this is real cool. I like this process. So
Oh,
Um,
Desmaic on Twitch said, and I'm getting warmed up to the name now. Said I'm on the West Coast, 3 to 4 ish is great for me. So we're trying to be flexible with everybody. Tomorrow, to Brian's point, is unlikely, but I imagine there will be news on on Thursday, considering with the inauguration and Biden's first acts, and got to hold his feet to the fire. Hopes are mixed there, but we're just going to keep it straight. So I imagine Thursday we'll probably have some material to go over. Brian, what do you think?
I think so. And then Renee Desude in the chat on YouTube says, just know if you build it, we will come. I love that quote, by the way. Y'all are onto something grand and necessary. Hashtag Trap Squad fam is here for it. Yeah, like I'm in complete agreement with that.
We got to get a Trap Squad nickname for Brian. Any ideas out there?
Somebody sent a super chat that I missed. These things come in like, I miss them sometimes. Like Aaron Bolt. I'm butchering the name again.
It's both.
I'm just gonna say Aaron B. What do y'all think about doing callers / call-ins? I don't have a problem with it, but that's something I probably want to run by Ben first. And
I think Ben even wants it on the morning show. Not to interrupt you, Brian. Yeah, we definitely want to have interaction with calls if possible. It's just a tech issue right now, especially just using Zoom the way we are today and yesterday. So we have to explore what's possible on that end. If I had more than one producer, it might be a little bit easier to manage adding in those variables. I can't promise anything right now, but the idea is that in the long run, we'll have studio spaces post-pandemic, and that'll definitely make things easier. But I do want to look into that. I think Brian would actually enjoy a call in or someone joining us on Zoom or something like that. So we'll have to explore that and see what we can do.
I don't know if y'all can tell, but I used to work at a call center. I used to work at a credit union. It's like taking calls is absolutely nothing for me. It's like second nature almost. I was there for years. So yeah, whenever we get that set up, y'all are definitely going to enjoy it because I like taking calls.
Tim L on YouTube said BDS Brian David show. I don't know if I like the BDS. Why is BDS ringing familiar to me?
Benjamin Dixon, I'm sure.
Maybe there's something else but yeah, no, I like it. I dig it. And Alicia Queen said Brian the voice.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
No,
like this is good. This is gonna grow huge for sure. And then, Kate Love likes it too. I was thinking the voice too. I don't know, just naming a show after myself, like the Brian Lewis show.
This wouldn't be the name for the show. This would just be like a nickname,
I know they're talking about the nickname, but then I started also thinking about like the name of the show. I don't know. Well, I mean, you guys have some great ideas though.
Lindsey from Ohio on Twitch said you should be Bass Squirrel.
Bass Squirrel. I like that. That's not bad.
It's got a flow to it. I like it. It's catchy.
We might have to roll with that.
I can imagine Brian walking down the block and hearing Bass Squirrel.
I mean, a lot of people talk about the voice, and what's crazy is like this is completely off topic, you know what I'm saying? But since we're just chatting and communicating with you guys, I'm gonna share like a personal story. Like so, when I was in high school, I was the first person probably in the entire school that had like where my adult voice started coming in. So everybody else, and this was maybe like around. I said high school. No, this might have been like middle school, like late middle school. I had to have been in like either the 8th grade or maybe going into like the 9th grade, which would have been high school. But yeah, it was kind of cool back then. And I mean, it's something that's kind of just stuck. You know what I'm saying? This is just, maybe I need to do voice acting or something like that in the future. Who knows? Who knows where this voice might take me? But for right now, I'm here with you guys, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this new format. So
I'm just
yeah,
gonna.
that's all I really have to say.
I just want to. I had a feeling. I just had to make sure that because I couldn't remember the specific language, and shame on me as a as a political junkie. But BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions, that specifically with regard to Israel and Palestine. So I knew there was a reason I wasn't that I wasn't that it felt familiar, and that's exactly why.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Anyway, so barring any breaking news, I think this will probably be it until Thursday, and then we'll probably have a very healthy selection of things that we can go through because hey, today's Trump's last day.
Yeah, so celebrate,
I don't have
a
the air
little
horns
bit.
that the DJ had this morning.
I really can't get too excited because at this point, I just want to see action from the Democrats. And I already don't like what I'm hearing in terms of what they're doing. They went back on the $2,000, lowered it to $1,400. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Schumer's trying to cut deals in Congress with Republicans. It's they're not getting rid of the filibuster. They're already just like screwing a lot of stuff up. But yeah, on Thursday, I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can have multiple stories. You know what I'm saying? So, which missing a day, there's definitely should be a lot more to talk about for sure.
I had to put myself next to you, Brian, because yeah, I'm not. I wish I was more hopeful about the Democrats, but
yeah, I'm not that hopeful.
We'll see what we get, but I think we're realistic on that one. Anyway, just looking over the chat one more time before we end things. Desmaic said deep end is a good reference for the voice and the depth of politics. The deep end of the pool, the deep end. And then on YouTube, Renee Dusud said, we know we got our work cut out for us, so they're not giving us anything. Already trying to move past the election, wanting to forget those of us that got them there yet again. Yep. Same old story, right?
Same story, different election cycle.
We got to stand up and do something about it. Nothing's going to be done unless something's done about it. Nothing's going to change unless something's done about it, rather. On that note, Brian, unless you got anything else, I think we'll call it here. And
hey, that's fine by me.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Again, 8:30 tonight, we should have clickbaity. You won't find the live stream on the Benjamin Dixon channels, but you will find that we are streaming so that I can provide the links. So if you go to Ben's channel, just a heads up, because I know there's been some confusion and frustration, so I'll take this opportunity. You'll see a graphic that just says we're streaming to share the link. I'm not able to adequately mirror the stream to Ben's channels yet. We're dealing with some issues. So you'll see a stream, and if you go into the description or on Twitch, in the Twitch chat, you'll see the links to Clickbaity's platforms. If you don't already know Clickbaity's channels, you'll get those links there. We don't want people to just be wandering lost and looking at Ben's channel, so we're putting up a stream so that we can try to point people in the right direction. Hopefully sooner rather than later, we'll be able to stream across all the channels to make life a little bit easier. But that being said, everyone have a good day. Hopefully we see everyone later on Clickbait.
One quick thing. Tina tomorrow on YouTube says, can't find your names on the channel, how to follow you. On Twitter, @_Black Intellect. That's my name on Twitter where you can find me.
@Black Intellect.
@_Black Intellect, yes.
Okay, so _Black Intellect. I will make sure to put that in the description. On most of Brian's stuff, if you look in the description of the videos on the live streams, it's going to be delayed after I edit it, but I always post his Twitter handle anyway underneath in the description, so you'll be able to find it there if you're on YouTube. All right, everyone, have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy.
All right, see y'all later.